Over to the U.S. now, where the debate over immigration is shaping up to be a major issue in this year's presidential election. This after a recent surge in unauthorized crossings at the U.S.-Mexico border. On Thursday, President Joe Biden and his presumptive opponent, former President Donald Trump, made competing trips to the border in Texas. Trump met with Republican Governor Gregg Abbott in the city of Eagle Pass, which has become the center of a state-led crackdown on unauthorized immigrants. Some 400 kilometers away, President Biden met with border officials in the city of Brownsville. Now, the dueling trips come as the Biden administration has been pushing for immigration reform, but the bill has been blocked by House Republicans, in part due to pressure from Trump. That's something Biden addressed in remarks just moments ago.
So here's what I would say to Mr. Trump. Instead of playing politics with this issue, instead of telling members of Congress to block this legislation, join me, or I'll join you, in telling the Congress to pass this bipartisan border security bill. We can do it together. You know and I know it's the toughest, most efficient, most effective border security bill this country has ever seen. So instead of playing politics with the issue, why don't we just get together and get it done?
Let's go now to our correspondent, Benjamin Alvarez-Gruber, standing by for us in Brownsville, Texas. Benjamin, the border issue has been a liability for President Biden. Now he's going on the offensive. What's he doing to improve his reputation on enforcing border security?
He's going on the offensive, but for many people here in Brownsville that we spoke to, this trip is coming too late. Let's remember this was the second trip to the southern border since President Biden took office. The first one was in El Paso in Texas in January of last year. And some people that we spoke to today said that this is just a photo opportunity for him. Others told us that it's important for him to show that more support is needed. And that's also what we heard in the speech we just heard there, a small segment of the part where he directly addressed Donald Trump, addressed the Republicans, saying that this needs to have bipartisan support, not playing politics. And he said the Border Patrol, some of his leaders, he met them today. Secretary Mayorkas was also here, and he said that they need more support. Not just financial support, but also for the border communities here. But some were wondering why he came to Brownsville and not to Eagle Pass or to other communities in Arizona, for example, that are seeing a higher increase of migrants right now. And in Eagle Pass, you also said it, we had Donald Trump, former President Donald Trump, attacking Biden, saying that he has not been as hard on the border as Donald Trump was when he was president.
Speaking of Trump, he's also on the border in Eagle Pass, Texas, doing his own event. Is there some kind of coincidence with the timing?
Donald Trump announced this trip to Texas before the White House did. What White House officials said and what the press secretary also said, that it's not easy getting a trip like this quickly into the schedule of the president. But this is a split screen that many were waiting for, and also for administration officials, seeing both of them at the border at the same time. We had Governor Abbott meeting with Trump, not meeting with Biden here in Brownsville. And that also shows that the rift that there is right now, not just in Washington, but also here on the border, on how to address this increase of irregular migration. We had some of the supporters that were also waiting for the motorcade of President Biden in front of the airport, saying that he has been tough on migration, but the problem is that Republicans have not helped him to get the bipartisan support that the Biden administration is looking for. But it is no coincidence that both Joe Biden and Donald Trump went to the southern border today.
And just give us a bit more on what these people are saying, the residents, the Texans are saying about just the general issue, because they're the ones who witness these crossings firsthand.
That's right, and they witness this all year long, and they say that many politicians just come and go for a photo opportunity, and they say they don't see any big difference, regardless if they're Republicans or if they're Democrats. Some of them are these NGOs that came to show the support for migrants, for asylum seekers who come into the U.S. said they could even recycle their postcards that they held up, could recycle them from the previous administration, from this administration. And even here where we are now at the border fence, you can see behind me that there's a part still under construction, and it shows also how the administration have taken several approaches. Some parts of the border wall were from the Obama times, others for the Trump times, and others from the time of Joe Biden.
All right, DW correspondent Benjamin Alvarez-Gruber for us in Brownsville, Texas. Thank you.